Guys, recently we saw a massive hack happening on the Sui ecosystem targeting Cetus, and Cetus has been the largest DEX on Sui for quite some time now, and Cetus getting hacked was a very major setback for a lot of memes which had their pools on Cetus as well as for Sui as well as for Cetus itself, because price actually plunged quite significantly from around $170 million market cap all the way down to around $30-40 million market cap, and that is insane. Now, there are a few advancements to what actually happened, and this is basically a very interesting story indeed. So if you are really interested into the Sui ecosystem, and if you have been invested in the Sui ecosystem just like me, then definitely guys, this video is going to be very important for you all, and I will decode every single factor about the Cetus hack and how you should be positioned on the Sui ecosystem if you continue to hold your positions, or if you're willing to get into the Sui ecosystem right now, because this could be an opportunity in disguise. So do me a favor guys, make sure that you drop a like and also hit the subscribe button. And now guys, let's get right into it. So guys, welcome back. As you can see right here, around $223 million were actually hacked from the Cetus liquidity pools on 22nd of May. It has been 3 days now. And subsequently, what happened on the Sui ecosystem is basically the validators paused transactions going through this hacker's wallet. And that has led to a lot of questions. That has led to a theory that decentralization is a lie on Sui. But guys, I really do not think in the same way. Let me just quickly explain what actually happened. So from the $223 million that the hacker actually was able to take out of Cetus liquidity pools, draining all these liquidity pools, he managed to actually bridge around $60 million from Sui to ETH. The remaining $160 million, they were frozen on the Sui ecosystem. So they remain on Sui on the same address itself, but he cannot do any kind of transaction because the validators on Sui actually implemented an emergency pause on this particular wallet. So $160 million stay on that wallet and they cannot be moved. $60 million is out from the Sui ecosystem and they are now lying on the hacker's wallet on Ethereum. And everybody has now started to question the fact that is this truly decentralization? Because if you can freeze funds on a specific wallet, if the validators vote in the favor of the freeze, then is it actually some sort of a decentralization or is it centralized? Now guys, you have to understand this in a different way. Centralization means that the entire power is basically in the hands of one person or a team of this one person. So maybe like 5, 6, maybe at most we have 10 people. All right. But guys, these validators function in a very different way. And what they actually do is they have a particular voting share based on the amount that they have staked, and they are not interconnected. They don't know each other. All right. Most of them do not know each other because they are spread across all over the globe. All right. So reaching consensus, reaching a majority is very difficult until and unless we see something like this happen. And this was done in the favor of the people, in the favor of the users of the ecosystem. Because if these $160 million were also moved out from the Sui ecosystem and they went to Ethereum, and then, the hacker had many different ways to actually move those funds out. All right. So if that would have happened, then there was no particular way to actually recover these funds. Right now, we have a voting going on. As you can see on the community update by Cetus themselves, you can see the affected funds consisted of two parts, one being within Sui and the other bridged out of the ecosystem mainly held in Ethereum. These assets within Sui addresses are currently frozen through the efforts of the validators. We are pursuing two possible outcomes: a successful on-chain vote by the Sui community to authorize a recovery process for the frozen funds, or reaching a white hat agreement or identifying the hacker for legal actions. So this is what is going on right now for this particular hack. But before I move into the protocol plays, before I move on to the fact that will Cetus see some sort of a recovery or not, it is very important to actually go and have a look at the chart of Sui itself, because if we can figure out where Sui is expected to bounce, then we can also position ourselves into the best protocol plays on Sui with great utility and also some of the speculative meme coins if you wish. All right. So now let's try and decode what is going on in this region for Sui's price action. So guys, if you have been following me for quite some time now, you must already know by the naked eye itself that this looks like a very nice impulse towards the upside, which would mean that we are still looking to take out this high. I also mentioned some resistance zones in this region in the premium channel back when we were trading right around here and everybody was very euphoric on SUI. But guys, usually technicals always play out. It is very important that you pay attention to the technicals on the chart. All right. So right now, what do we have? We have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure towards the upside. Now we're looking for a 3-wave move towards the downside. That would be your wave 1 and your wave 2. And then we are looking for our next move towards the upside. This could be your wave 3 or your wave C. If it's wave 3, we look for wave 4 and 5. If it is wave C, then we look for continuation towards the downside. But in both the cases, we are looking to take out this high sooner or later. So right here, guys, we can very clearly see we have some sort of a structure developing already. This could be a nice 3-waver move towards the downside that would finalize your wave 2, and then we look for higher prices. But before that, let's just put our Fibonacci retracement zones for our wave 2. All right. And for this, we are going to be pulling out our Fibonacci retracement tool from the highs right around here to the lows. And then we are going to see some common price targets. Your common price targets are between the 236 and the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement levels. And your 786 is rare, but 886 is extremely rare. We really do not want to hit the 886, right? So right now we have already touched the 236. It is very likely that we also hit the 0.382 Fibonacci level very soon. And maybe we also hit the 5 or the 618. It also depends on what Bitcoin does. So after that, what we can also see is that we have some very nice zone of support right here, which was your previous zone of support right here. And then we have another zone, which is your previous zone of resistance, which is in confluence with the 0.618 Fibonacci level. All right. So these zones are very important right now, 2.7 to around 2.8. And then above that, we have a very crucial zone around $3 to $3.3. All right. Now, guys, let's also find our wave C price targets in case we are looking for an A, B, and a C. All right. So for that, we are going to be using a trend-based Fibonacci tool right here from the highs to the lows to the highs of wave B right around here. And then we have our common price target box right here between the 1.618 and the 1.236 Fibonacci extensions. These levels are sitting between the 0.5 and the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement tool for the wave 2. All right. So basically, your very crucial zone of support for SUI in the time being is going to be in this box right here. This box is sitting between $3 and $3.3. All right. Now talking about Cetus itself, then you can see right around here, it is currently sitting at $98 million market cap. Price was sitting at $156 million. At the time of hack, it dropped all the way to almost like 4 million because of, the liquidity was pulled out, guys. It was a rug pull. And that actually happened because of the hacker, right? So it's not like the team has rugged. So naturally, the fundamentals are still there. So you should not be really worried, in my opinion, right? Now we have some crucial zones of support for Cetus as well. From the last highs to the last lows, we are going to be pulling out a Fibonacci retracement tool, and your most crucial zone of support is going to be between the 886 and the 786 Fibonacci retracement levels. These levels are sitting between $68 and $80 million. This is my zone of interest for Cetus. I still hold a bag of Cetus, by the way. Apart from that, another play that I really like, another utility play indeed on SUI, is going to be Walrus. This is your decentralized storage protocol. And we are going to be doing the same exact thing from the last highs to the last lows. We are going to be pulling out a Fibonacci retracement tool. And this is exactly where we bounced off even during the hack. All right. So it is very likely that we see a move down and come back into this region, fill this wick, take the liquidity that is there, because there was a lot of arbitrage that was happening between exchanges and SUI dexes, which I think has resulted in the fact that, we should be coming back down to these zones at least to actually balance out the liquidity right around here. So for Walrus, we have our interest zones between $540 million and $593 million. Moving on to the next one, we have Blofin. Now, this is a decentralized spot and derivatives trading platform on the SUI blockchain. And currently you can see we had a very nice move up, which was a big move of around 38% from around $33 million to around $46 million earlier on. But now we have recovered the entire move by coming all the way back down right around here. So this is naturally a very strong zone of support for Blofin. If I drop a Fibonacci from the extreme highs to the extreme lows, we are going to see this is your interest level, all right, between $32 million and $34 million for Blofin. All right. Moving ahead, guys, we have 𝗕𝗪𝗪. The ticker is 𝗕𝗪𝗪, and 𝗕𝗪𝗪 was built from the ground up to power the 𝗬𝗢 ecosystem with unparalleled liquidity. So I think 𝗕𝗪𝗪 is in the real test right now, considering the hack was actually on the liquidity pools on Cetus. So it would be very interesting to see how this token actually performs from the 𝗬𝗢 ecosystem. Currently sitting at $435 million market cap. We are basically trading very close to this support zone. This is your trend line where we have seen significant bounces in the past as well. So potentially somewhere around $400 million market cap is a good entry point for 𝗕𝗪𝗪 as well. Now guys, coming on to the memes. Memes actually took a very big hit. Everything was basically down like 80-90% on the day of hack. And Blofin, which is one of the blue chip memes on 𝗬𝗢 and one of my highest conviction bags as well, actually took a very big hit. It went all the way to $160,000 market cap, but that was only because of the fact that the liquidity pools on Cetus were affected very badly. All right. Right now, we are again sitting at $52.8 million market cap. I think it is possible that we see a little bit of a retrace, maybe into this region. Let me just draw a box for you all. So this is your zone of interest for Blofin between 43 million and $49 million market cap. This is going to be a very crucial zone of support for Blofin, and I think that 𝗬𝗢 agents are definitely going to be bidding very heavily on Blofin. So this could be the alpha, guys. All right. Another meme on 𝗬𝗢 is Hippo. This is 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. I really do not like the meme, so I'm not going to be commenting on it, and I would not suggest you to buy it. But again, this is also sitting at a very good entry point. You do you about 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 or Hippo. I will not be suggesting the entry levels for this, and I really do not have a lot of interest into Hippo, so let's just leave it to that. But another meme that I'm really interested right now, considering the low market cap of just $4.9 million, is 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. Now, these guys were at the 𝗬𝗢 base camp. They were physically present there. Same is the case with Blofin. I met both of these teams, and the team is phenomenal. They are pushing despite the change in market cap. And with this recent hack, we can see that, the price on 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 is also dirt cheap at the moment at just $4.96 million market cap. I think anywhere in this region, guys, definitely this could be a very good entry point for 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 as well. So keep tabs on 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪�ึ. Now, the last play, but of course, not the least, because after the hack on Cetus Protocol, the only major DEX which is currently working fine is Turbos Finance. All right. And the market cap right now is sitting at just $3.36 million. I think this is really undervalued, and there has to be some sort of a catch-up trade to Cetus for Turbos, and we are definitely going to see a move towards the upside. So definitely keep tabs open on Turbos as well if you are interested into getting a bag. Apart from that, of course, guys, I'm a big fan of 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 Protocol. The token for Sui-Lend is Send. So if you wish, you can check those out as well. I think sooner or later, we are going to see a recovery in the Sui ecosystem, specifically when we see a recovery on the Sui token itself. And as I mentioned, these are the zones of interest, $3 to $3.3. All right. So this zone is going to act as a strong zone of support, in my opinion. And I think this will be a thing of the past, because eventually, guys, we're looking for much higher prices on Sui. Let me just give you a little bit of hopium, right? Not financial advice, by the way. So from the lows right around here to the highs, if I drop a trend-based Fibonacci extension tool and then I come back down, let's just say we drop only to the $3.3 zone, then your next zone of interest or your wave 3 or wave C price targets are coming between these two levels. Wave C target is going to be $6.5 for Sui, and wave 3 price target is going to be $7.5. Now, if we do retrace a little lower right around here, all the way to around $3, then your targets change a little bit. Your wave C price target is 6.2 and your wave 3 price targets are going to be at $7.2. So we are looking at a price target of 6.2 to around $7.5 after this retrace towards the downside. That is going to be an insane move of around 100%, 150%. So definitely, guys, I would not suggest you that you get all scared about the Sui ecosystem. I have met a lot of people at Sui Basecamp recently back in Dubai just a few weeks ago, and I know these guys are building something big and the hype around Sui is real. So do not fade out. All right. And basically, guys, that was all from this video. But for the people who are watching till the very end, I have a bonus for you all. So right now, I am trying a little bit of a DeFi trick. And if you want this DeFi trick, I can do a detailed guide on X. So make sure that you follow me on X at 0x_Karoshi. And the trick is basically, let me just give you a gist of the trick. So what I did, I bought 𝗬 at $2 and I mentioned that in the 100x program as well. All right. And I basically bought around 800 𝗬 tokens at $2. That costed me around $1,600. Now guys, after that, I supplied those tokens on a 𝗕𝗓𝗓 protocol. This is your borrowing and lending protocol on 𝗬. And after that, I could easily withdraw like 40% or 30% of the value that I've supplied in USDC to buy other assets. So that is exactly what I did. After supplying around $1,600 in 𝗬, I borrowed 40% of it, which comes out to be around $650. And I bought Walrus as well as Cetus with that, and then I supplied both of these assets as well on 𝗕𝗓𝗓 protocol. Now after the price actually rose, so price went from $2 to $4, and as I mentioned, I was talking about the resistance at around $4.1, $4.2. So I sold a significant chunk of my bag that I bought right around here at $2, and the way that I actually sold my 𝗬 tokens was quite different from what usually people do. So I went on to 𝗕𝗓𝗓 protocol and I borrowed 𝗕𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘, which is your liquid staked 𝗬 token. I borrowed around 436 𝗕𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘 tokens, and then I sold it into USDC using Cetus because at that time there was no hack. And then I bought a few other meme coins as well as a few other things which I have on my wallet and I have not supplied on 𝗕𝗓𝗓. Now when the price comes back down, which I am expecting that we see from around $3 to $3.3, I will buy 𝗬 from some of the money that I got when I sold my 𝗕𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘 that I borrowed, and then I will repay the 𝗕𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘 loan at a lower price. This is a DeFi trick that you can use only if you understand what you're doing. If you want a detailed guide, then make sure that you comment down below. I will drop the thread with detailed step-by-step instructions so that you can also follow for the next leg up on 𝗬. And basically guys, that was all. If you enjoyed watching it, then make sure that you drop a like. And also if you're new to the channel, then make sure that you smash that subscribe button and also ring that bell notification icon so that you can be notified whenever I put up another update. That's all guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep hustling.